Jeff Brohm taking over at Purdue after 3 successful years at Western Kentucky, to say the least. 2 Conference USA titles, a couple of bowl wins as well for the Hilltoppers. And with no further ado, we welcome in the new head coach of the Boilers, Jeff Brohm. Coach, first camp for you, what have the biggest priorities been?
Well, I think for us, probably the main thing we've got to work on is finding a way to play hard, increase the intensity, increase the desire to want to push yourself to be better. I think, as I've watched Purdue last year and studied them, a lot of things stood out, but the one that stood out the most is, for whatever reason, you just didn't quite see the guys giving max effort all the time. And a lot of these games in the Big Ten are going to be so tight that you've got to find a way to play harder than the other team. We're working hard at that, but really, it starts with practice, and we're just trying to amp up the intensity a little bit.
Coach, how do you know how much of your scheme to put in?
Well, we're trying to put in some things right now. It's a little slower than we would like to go. I know on defense, I think we're right on schedule. I think we've got a little more experience there. I think our guys do understand the package, and I feel good about it. On offense, we're having to taper back and make sure our guys understand what to do and how to do it. That kind of was a problem in our last scrimmage, is kind of knowing what to do and seeing the signal and kind of communicating it. So, yes, we do have to taper back quite a bit. Our guys are still young and fresh with it for the most part. But we still got to get better and make sure we have enough bullets in the holster.
Coach, you mentioned, guys trying to play hard, getting them to play harder. And I would throw that into culture. How close are you having the culture where you want it to be? Not necessarily execution, but the things that most people don't see behind the scenes.
Well, I've seen improvement, and I think our guys have a good attitude. I think they understand what it's going to take. And you know what? Some days in practice, I really see it. It's just a matter of translating it over to the game. I think in a few of our scrimmage settings, I've seen it at times, and I've definitely not seen it at times. So it's about carrying it over. Our guys understanding that, game day, you're going to have to show up and produce, and you practice hard, and hopefully you put enough pressure on yourself in practice that when you get out there, you can kind of think fast and still execute. But it still needs some improvement, but I think our guys have the 1-2, and they have the desire to want to get it done.
Coach, you're so involved with the offense. How do you keep up with the defense and special teams?
Well, I tell you what, we've got some very good coaches on our staff, some guys that have been there and done that, a lot of experience. So I feel very confident in the guys we have. They'll be the first ones to tell you. I think I always give my perspective from a quarterback, what he's looking at, from an offense, what they're looking at, and try to just kind of make sure I'm in there and understand what they're doing. But I feel very confident that all of our coaches and our leaders on special teams and defense are very good. And I think really right now our offense needs to catch up.
Coach, we got an opportunity to go through the new facility. By the way, your office is very nice. All right.
Is that an office or an apartment?
It looks like it's going to double for a lot of things. But tell me, how has it been as far as recruiting and also the kids, seeing that go up?
Well, I think it's great. It's going to be a huge addition for us. I think a lot of the players and recruits were guys we're after, especially in-state, and guys that have came here to take a visit. They love what they've seen. Our academic institution and campus is second to none. That really sells itself. We don't have to do a great job with that. It sells itself. Really, we have to prove to our guys that, hey, we're here to try to make a difference, try to improve the football program. It looks like here we got some resources now that are helping us get up to par in this setting with this new complex. It'll be state of the art. So it's going to be something that all of our recruits know plenty about. We're going to use it as an advantage, as a tool that'll really help us hopefully get to the next level. And I think we got to win some battles with some recruits and make sure that we win a few games and show those guys that we can improve. But it's a huge asset for us.
Coach, what do you ultimately want the identity of this program to be?
Well, I'd like us to be an energetic, creative team that plays hard, plays to win, and has great intensity. And I think from my experience as a player and coach, you can tell teams when they take the field if they believe they really have a chance to win and if they play that way. So whether we do it right off the bat, we're working hard at it, I don't know, but we've got to take the field like we have a chance to win. We believe in ourselves. If we lay it on the line each and every week, you never know what can happen. And really, in this conference, there's without question a few elite teams, but there's some other teams where there's a lot of parity. And if some teams can just really get that edge and find a way to win 6 games or more, you can build on that. So that's really what we're shooting for.
Head coach of the Boilers, Jeff Brohm. Coach, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.